Okay, guys, so this is part 5, and we're going straight into it. Verse 21. And he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. So being drunk is to drink much wine, and uncovered means naked or without clothes, according to Isaiah 47 and verse 3 and Job 22 and verse 6. Right, so let's look at the scriptures for tent or house. That's Judges 28 verse 8. And it says, and all the people arose as one man, not any of us go to his tent, will we any of us turn into his house. So in this case, tent means house, right? Another scripture that could identify a tent would be First Chronicles 17 and verse 5, which says, for I have not dwelt in an house since the day that I brought up Israel unto this day, but have gone from tent to tent and from one tabernacle to another. So moving on to verse 22, and Ham the father of Canaan saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brethren without. So seeing the nakedness of another person is not necessarily sin, as in see. If I just look at someone, or there's a vagrant on the street or something like that, and that is not where the sin comes from. The sin was that Ham literally had relations with his father. And I'm going to show you that in Leviticus 20 and verse 17, where it says, and if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing, and they shall be cut off in the sight of their people. He had uncovered his sister's nakedness. He shall bear his iniquity. So it's the seeing is the doing of having relations, right? Leviticus 18, 6 and 7 also says, none of you shall approach to any that is near of kin, near into your family members, to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Most High. The nakedness of your father, the nakedness of thy mother, and thou shalt not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Right? So we've seen here that is the crime. The crime is having relations with your family members. Let's move on to verse 23. And Shem, Ham, and Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. So they didn't see their father's nakedness, nor did they have relations with their father. Right? Garment here is cloth. And so we're moving on to verse 24. And Noah awoke from his wine, his drunkenness, and knew what his younger son had done unto him. He knew what Ham had done to him, right? So the seeing is a doing word, something that he did, which was have relations with his father. Verse 25 says, and he said, cursed be Canaan, a servant shall he be unto his brethren. So Noah in turn cursed his grandson Canaan to be a servant to his uncles, and pronouncing bad or an oath of bad upon someone is obviously detrimental to their lives after a point. And so let's move on to verse 26. And he said, Blessed be the Most High of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. Noah pronounced a good upon the Most High, or the God of Shem, right? Um, to bless is to pronounce a good oath upon somebody or something. And in the part where it says, and Canaan shall be the servant of Shem, we can find this in Joshua chapter 9, where Gibeon basically tricked Joshua and to believe that they were of a far country when they were not really living very far, knowing that Joshua and the Israelites were conquering places like Jericho and Ai and stuff like that. And they pretended to be, but eventually they became drawers of water and cutters of wood for them, which is basically slavery or captivity, right? So let's go on to the next part. Joshua